I have just pilfered some discs, some coloured discs from another game. I wonder if you can guess which one. But I'll let anyone who wants to comment about what game I've pilfered these discs from, see if you can guess. Just to help you guys see where the routes are that each player wants to pick. Paris has 2 discs there. Now obviously you don't know which routes need to connect up to which one, but suffice to say the routes I've picked often use a lot of the same cities, and so ideally I want to be connecting almost all of them. Plus, if I can get the longest route for anybody, they'll get an additional 10 points. So with that in mind, blue is going to act first, and blue will start to draw some cards, and he's just going to take 2 blind from the top. Now obviously no one else will see this, but you will, so he gets 2 red. Okay, then the black player would like to start again drawing cards, but he's going to take 1 green, and then it refreshes, and then we take another green and it refreshes. Okay, and then on to red, who's going to red wants to draw blind. Okay, and he's going to draw blind a second time. Okay, and that's he was looking for a third blue, so that he's happy with that. Then yellow is going to be looking for, he's going to take this black, and then see a refresh, and then he's going to draw blind. And he's just picked up a locomotive, so that helps him out quite a bit. Oh, sorry, green, I must have used it in an example. Green's only got 3 cards, so I'll just give him another card. And then green is going to be working towards kind of orange or black here, but also all the way down to greens as well. So you can see where there's some of his routes are. So he's actually going to draw blind. He's drawn a locomotive, and he's going to draw blind again, and he's going to draw black. Okay, so he's happy there. Now blue. Blue would like to start collecting some pinks, I think, as well. So he's going to grab a pink. Now there's no card limit, there's no hand size, and he's going to draw a second pink. So you can keep on drawing, but obviously there is a certain point where things are more, you need to play these cards, otherwise you're not going to win. So there's always this time where you end up collecting cards to start with. So black would like to black's going to take this yellow and then take the second yellow. Okay, now this red player is going to play 3 blue cards. So actually that gets replaced, sorry. Oh, and this actually draws a third locomotive, so these 2 have all been flipped before red's turn, but red's not going to change what he's going to do. Okay, so he's going to play 3, he's played 3 blue, and then he's going to place 3 trains down on his track. And so 3 trains scores him 4 points. So he scores 4 points. Okay. And then, so that was his action. And then he's then it's going to be the yellow player's turn. The yellow player is going to draw this black. Okay. And an orange. And then the green, so that gets replaced. Then the green player is going to draw blind. no, actually he's going to take a red first, and then he's going to take that green as well. Okay. And then the blue player would like to take this locomotive. Okay. And so that's his whole action to take that locomotive. Then the black player will place 3 yellows. Okay. We'll play 3 yellows to build here and score 4 points. And then it's the red player who's not got very many cards, so we'll start collecting again. And so he will start collecting a black. You'll see what comes up, and then we'll get the other black. And then the yellow player, who's a bit sad because he was collecting the black, but actually he can play, he's going to play, and he's also going to play 3, he's going to play 3, play a black, 3 blacks to fill up this space from between Brest and Paris, here, and he's going to score 4 points as well. Okay. And then the green player, who's got quite a few cards now, he could play and he could get something, but he wants to keep these locomotives for later. So what he's going to do is draw a green card and then draw an orange card. And so that's going to really start helping him with more and more choices to make. Okay, so try and keep his hand nice and tidy. Okay, then we replace that. So it was the green player, so now the blue player, and the blue player is going to take a slight risk and play 2 orange to this tunnel here. Okay, so when you're playing a tunnel, you need to reveal the cards from the top of the deck, and he's hoping to not see any orange or any trains, which he doesn't. So he then spends these 2. These all get discarded. So that was the blue player. And so then the blue player, oh, this is where playing too many people messes with your head. That's not what he's going to do. Oh well. He's going to play two pinks and a locomotive, and he's then going to build here, which he didn't need to reveal any cards for. So that was just a error on my part, I apologise. There, okay. And then that's going to be there. Okay. Then it's going to be the black player, who is looking for, he needs a locomotive for this line, and he needs some green probably, and some orange or some white. So he's just going to draw blind from the deck, okay, because he can't see anything he particularly wants from the display. And so then we've got the red player, who would like some, he needs a locomotive as well, or some red particularly. So he's just going to draw from the deck, and he gets some 2 random colours, not so helpful. And then the yellow player would like some yellow, so he's going to take 2 of these yellows. Okay. Right. And then it's the green player, and the green player's got so many cards, and it's always one of those things that you kind of, you can hold on to them for so long, but you are pushing your luck by somebody else taking them. So he's going to play 1 green and a locomotive, 3 greens and a locomotive, and he's going to place a 4-track. He's going to go here because he didn't want anyone else to take that track. That's why he's done that. And then for a 4, he's going to score 7 points. So even though it took him a bit longer, he scored more points in the end. Okay. And then it's going to be the blue player, And then the blue player is still looking for that locomotive, so he's just going to draw 2 cards, and he's drawn a black and a pink. And then the black player is looking for a locomotive as well, so he's just going to draw 2 cards. He's drawn 2 whites, which is not necessarily that bad because he needs whites over here. And he's actually got his whites and his reds for this bit, so that's good. Then the red player is also looking for a locomotive, so he's just going to draw. And the yellow player would like to start collecting blues, I think. So he's going to draw a blue here. And then he's going to draw blind and pick up a red. And the green player is going to pick up 2 oranges, which he likes the look of. And that's the locomotive that everyone has been searching for. So the blue player has been waiting long enough for this locomotive, so he's just going to sneak it and take that as a single. Okay, and there's another locomotive. And then the black player will, he's going to play his white cards. Okay. He's going to play 3 of them and build out this way. Okay, and that's going to score him 4 points. And then you've got the red player. The red player was collecting blacks, but also a locomotive. He's going to pick up this locomotive card here, and then place that. And then the yellow player was collecting yellows. So that's 1 yellow. But he only needs 3 yellows for this bit. But actually he will take a second yellow. He will go to see what that is first, and then he will take a second yellow. Okay, so he's got quite a few yellows. The green player will play 4 oranges and take his Edinburgh track here. Okay. And that will score him another 7 points. Okay. And then the blue player will, he's got 3 oranges. The blue player will continue to search for a second locomotive. So he's still getting a bit fruitless from their search. The black player has got 3 red, so he'll play that. Okay. And then that's going to be another 4 points. Then the red player has got his locomotive and 2. And it doesn't. Okay, and so he's going to play a white and 2 whites and 1 locomotive to complete this track here. Okay, and then that scores him 4 points. There. Then the yellow player will play 4 no. The yellow player will play 3 yellows and place here like that, and 3 scores you 4 points, so that gives you 8. Okay. And then the green player is going to take a pink and a red. Yeah. Oh, well, he's hoping for a red here. He doesn't get it. Never mind. Then the blue player is going to still digging. Okay, oh, still digging, so he gets a black and a red. And then the black player's got very little, so but he likes to look at this green, this 3 green here, so he's going to take a green there, gets to see what's coming up, and then he will draw from the top because he needs to get a locomotive as well. Okay, then it's the red player, and the red player needs to start getting greens and oranges. So he's going to draw blind, so he gets a locomotive, and he's going to go again, and he gets a blue. Okay. Then the yellow player is going to take a black and a yellow. Okay. And then the green player is going to, oh, that gets replaced. The green player is going to continue to try and hunt for a red. So he gets the locomotive and a pink. And then it's going to be the blue player. Now, can the blue player go? Yeah, the blue player. So he's going to continue to draw because what he wants to try and do is connect Palermo to Smyrna in one go. So he's going to draw 2 more cards. So he's got a whole hand. So when he actually starts playing his cards, he's going to be playing a lot, but at the moment he's not. So the black player is going to play 3 green and build here. Okay. That's going to be another 4 points, so 6 to 16. And then the red player has got to start collecting greens, I think, so he's going to draw blind. And again, so still no fruit there. The yellow player is going to play a single black, and that gets him 1 point. And then the green player is going to play a pink and a locomotive, and that allows him to cross the channel here, and a 2 trains scores him 2 points. And then a blue, the blue is still going to hunt for that another locomotive, so he's just going to draw. He gets a white and a black, but he's going to have so many cards when he finally gets there. And then the black player will, the black player needs a locomotive to connect here. He also needs some green or some blue. So he's going to pick up this blue here. So he's going to draw, let's draw this last card blind, because it could have been a locomotive, and then draw this blue. And then what happens is we then shuffle up and you need to shuffle because all the cards are like jumbled or kind of matched together. Okay. And you shuffle up the draw deck, and you okay. Right, so that's then replaced with the locomotive. Okay, so then that was the black player's turn, and then the red player is going to he's worried that this green space is going to get taken soon. So he's going to place a green, because otherwise it's going to be very hard for him to get around. So he's going to place a green and a joker to take the green spaces here. So he gets 2 points for doing that. And then it's going to be the yellow player who's got 2 yellows, and we'll place those down to here, there, and that's going to be 2 more points. And then the green player will play 1 pink go there to get a point. And then the blue player is going to take this locomotive here, and that will be his turn. Then the blue player is now looking for blues because he's going to connect this way, and he's also looking for a locomotive. So he's just going to draw 2 off the top, and he's got his blue, but he's still looking for a locomotive. Then we've got the red player, and the red player needs more pink, so he's going to grab a pink here and replace it, and then draw off the top, and he gets a red. Okay. And then the yellow player is going to start collecting cards again, and he needs to collect 4 of a kind to get across here. And then actually, apart from this Petergrad, he will have joined up everything else. So he needs to start working towards Petergrad. So actually, with that in mind, he can see that this is going to be a key spot. So he's going to play this blue, these 2 blues, and take that there. And the black player is like, because that really screws him over. That's not the blue player. That'll be the yellow player. There. And then the green player is looking to either get some oranges or to try and go this way. Now this way is very difficult. Zurich is very hard to reach, so I think he's going to try and get some oranges. So he's going to draw that orange, and then he's going to draw blind. Okay. Yes. And then the blue player has got so many cards now. Can he actually do anything with them? Because what he wants to do is play across here, but he needs 4 of the same colour, so he can't quite do it. But he's 1 card away, so he's now got that card. Okay. And then what else would he like to do? He would like to get some. He's going to draw blind, I think. Yeah, and then he gets another black. Okay. And then the black player, who's very upset about this bit, but now he knows for him there's no point in building here. So he's actually his only option is now to build this way, which is ridiculously expensive. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he now needs to get 8 of a kind. So he's going to start having to draw really specifically. Okay. And then he's going to draw blind, and he didn't get it. It's going to take him a while. And this is an 8 tunnel. And I'm kind of tempted to find out if this tunnel exists between Stockholm and Petergrad, because that is a ridiculously long tunnel, if it's true. And it's the red player, and the red player has noticed a slight issue with his route versus the green player, so he's going to be worried. So he is going to play 3 reds and build here. Okay, that's going to be 4 points. And the green player could have actually stopped him, but he didn't see it in time, and so he's a bit upset. Obviously, you don't normally know what's in people's hands, so you can't use that as a thing. But he should have seen that that's likely to be the green's next the green's next spot, and the red also needs that as well. And so then the yellow player can go, and he's still collecting colours. He sees there's lots of green out, so he's going to collect 2 greens. He's trying to get 4 of a kind, and he's going to eventually try and get blues as well. That's what he's looking for. And then the green player will need to start collecting oranges and pinks, lots and lots of them. So he's just going to draw blind. And then the blue player can finally build his very, very long. So he's playing two locomotives and 4 black to build his very, very long connection down here. Okay. And so for a 6th one, he will get 15 points. So he's now 19. So he's just overtaken by everybody in that regard. Okay, so now it's the black player's turn. And the black player is slightly frustrated because he's been blocked out of this way over here. So his options really are to come this way and place one of his station markers, which might be the easiest thing to do, because coming around this way is a really long way, because he's still got to come round over here. Okay, so he's still got a few options. So he's going to draw 2 cards, and he's got a locomotive and pink card. Okay. Because his Stockholm one here, at least he's 21 points, so he probably will want to spend a station marker maybe on this one. But we'll see. And then it's the red player's turn, and the red player will play 2 pink to place down here. Okay. And then the yellow player is going to draw a green and another green. It's actually going to draw a green and then a yellow. Okay. Then the green player is going to try and collect some. So the green player has just been kind of forced out of here because he was planning going this way and then down this way, but that's actually been blocked. And so he's going to try to collect some reds and try and go through this tunnel, I think, with a red and a... So he's going to try and collect some red, so he's going to draw 2, and he's got a red and a wild. That's perfect, so I think he's probably going to try that on his next round. Then the blue player has got quite a lot left to do. So he needs some more locomotives, so he's going to draw. He's just got another locomotive. And then the black player has got. So he's decided against trying to go around the outside because I think that's going to take too long. So he's going to place here with his pinks. So he's going to place 2 pinks and a locomotive and take this spot, this line here. Okay. And that's going to be 4 points for the black, so he's up to 20. And then the red player is going to start collecting blues. Okay, because he wants to try and go through this blue tunnel. And then the yellow player is going to play 3 greens and snag his Marseille line, close to Marseille. And for 4, you get 7 points, so he gets to 20. Okay. And then the green player is going to use red to go through this tunnel here. So he draws 3 cards, and that is very painful because he's going to have to pay 5 red, but he's got enough. He's got 2 wilds, so he's going to do it. Okay, and that was the green player. The green player will get. So that was a very expensive tunnel. He had to pay 2 wilds to do it, but he didn't really have a lot of choice. Okay, and then it's going to be the blue player, and the blue player is going to play his 3 reds and a wild, and that means he's going to be able to play on this ferry over here between Palermo and Rome. Okay, that means he scores 7 points, so 26. And then the black player is going to play 2 blues. Okay, no, not 2 blues. He's going to collect 2 whites. And then going to draw, relay the display, and the red player, he's got one extra blue. So if this tunnel, if he draws a blue, he's going to find it. He's going to struggle. So he's actually going to draw 2 more cards and hope he's got a wild. So that hopefully will do the trick. Okay, because obviously the tunnels can cost the price plus 0 to 3 really, and it's very hard to tell. And then the yellow player, who's connected all his stations, okay, because he hasn't collected Petrograd, so he needs to start connecting that up. So he needs yellows, pinks, reds, and blues. So he's going to collect a red and a pink. Actually, he's not going to take the pink. He's going to draw blind because he doesn't have any other pink. So he gets a locomotive there, and then the green player, who's not got much of anything now, needs to start collecting greens. So he's going to take 2 greens because he's got a green tunnel to go through. Okay, there, and then the blue player needs another locomotive, so he's going to draw blind. And he didn't get it, unfortunately. And then the black player has got his 2 whites, so he's going to play his 2 whites and connect this way and score 2 points there. And then the red player, he's got his blues, so he's going to go for it. 1, 2, 3, so no blues, so he's only going to need to spend 2 blues to do this tunnel here. Okay, and then he scores 2 points for that. And then I've got yellow, and yellow needs to make his way over here, so he needs pink, he needs yellows, he needs reds, and he needs blues. So he's not really got any pink, so pink's not the best one for him. So he's just going to draw two cards here. He gets a 3rd locomotive. Wow. Okay. And then it's going to be the green player. So the green player's got 3 greens. That's not very many to get over the double tunnel. So he's going to draw 2 more cards. He gets the 4th green. So he's probably got enough now. Hope not. He hopes. So the blue's going to carry on searching for this locomotive. He gets 2 yellows there, and the black player is going to need to complete this bit over here. So he needs some blue. He's got 3 blues already, so this will really help him if he gets another blue. So he's going to draw blind and hope for another blue, which he didn't get. Okay, and then the red player is going to screw the green player up again. This green player and this red player are really vying for it by spending 2 oranges to connect here. Okay, and that's going to be 2 more points for the red player. So that really scuppers the green player. So the green player's now going to have to come this way. He's not got the cards for it. And he's going to have to come down this way. So he's really struggling as the green player. He's being blocked at every stage. Then the yellow player doesn't really want to spend all 3 of these on one move. So he's going to carry on collecting cards, I think. He's not really collecting the ones he needs though, unfortunately. The green player is he's been blocked out. He's kind of weeping at this point. He decides he's going to go a slightly different way because he can still make it this way down this way, and so he then just needs to connect this way in a different way. Maybe he's still going to go for the green tunnel, so just needs to reveal 3 cards and they're not green, which is fantastic. So then he only needs to spend 2 green cards to go for the tunnel, and then he'll score 2 more points. And then the blue player will go. He's still searching for a locomotive, and he doesn't get another one. And then the black player is looking for blues, so he's going to draw 2 blind, and he gets a locomotive. And then the red player will need to shuffle this deck. Okay, just doing the riffle shuffle so I keep things nice and okay. So the red player needs to pick what he needs. He also needs to connect down here and this tunnel and this tunnel. So he's going to connect 1 black for that. See what comes up, and then he just needs to start collecting the same of any colour. So he's just going to draw. He's going to take a pink actually because he's already got 1 pink. So that helps him. And then the yellow player still needs to connect up here, and he's going to take a red because he's going to need a red for that, and a 1 blind, and he's got a 4th locomotive. That's pretty crazy. The green player is going to play 2 black to here. Okay. And score 2. I've scored the 2 points, I think. Maybe I haven't. No, I haven't. So I scored 2 points. And then it's going to be the blue player who is still seeking for that locomotive. And he still hasn't got it. But obviously he doesn't know that there's quite a lot of locomotives in people's hands. Then the black player he's got 4 blue. So he's going to place these here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's going to be 7 points. So 29. Okay. And then he's going to, that was the black player, and then it's going to be the red player who will play 2 pink. This is a bit of a risk, playing 2 pink, and he doesn't want to see any pink at all. So he sees 1 pink because it's a joker. He can spend a joker for that. Okay. And then he can place the 2 down here. Okay. Okay, and then he makes 2 points for that. Okay. Then the yellow player probably needs to start playing cards. He's not seeing any of the cards he really needs. He has got 4 jokers though, so I think he's just going to spend 3 jokers and a yellow. And to lay this one here. Okay, that's going to be 7 points, so 27 there. And then the green player will play 2 white here for 2 points, and then we'll play, and then it'll be the blue player who will continue to draw. When the blue player finally plays, it will be quite astonishing how far he gets. The black player needs to start collecting whites, so 1, 2. The red player will collect a yellow, and then another yellow. Because he's got a tunnel and then a 3, and then actually the red player I think will be the first to have connected everything of theirs up. And then the yellow player will play 3 red. Oh, sorry, this gets replaced. We'll play 3 red here and score 4 points. And then the green will draw blind because he's looking for a locomotive card. The blue will draw blind, and he finally gets his locomotive card. He's very happy. And then it'll be the black player, and the black player still needs to collect white, so he's going to collect 1 there, and he's going to draw blind and get a red, because this line here is 3 white, but it's a tunnel, so it could be between 3 and 6 white. So he wants at least 4 or 5, just in case. Then you've got the red player who has got. He could risk it. So let's say he's going to risk it. He's going to play 2 yellow. Okay, he's successful. So he's playing a little bit fast and loose, but that's fine. Red scores 2 points. And then it's going to be the yellow player. The yellow player needs lots of blues. He doesn't have it, so he's going to start drawing up. And he gets 2 pinks. And the green player is looking for a locomotive now, and so he's just going to be drawing up. And then the blue player will finally play his locomotive card, and he's going to pick a colour he doesn't really need. So he's got a ton of cards, so he needs to plan his journeys really. So he needs so he's actually got quite a few places to go, and lots of trains to play, so he can do the bigger tracks. So I'm just trying to look for 4s. So he's got 1 4 there, 1 3, and 1 4. So that's 2 of those 3 4s. Okay. And he's got a wild. Oh no, he's about to spend his wild. So he's actually going to use his green because he's only got 2 of those. Okay. And then he's going to play here to connect up his blues, and that's going to score him 2 points. Okay, so he's got 4, 4, and then 3. So he's got 1 of those, 2 whites, 3, 2, and 3 of those. Okay. And then the black player is going to risk playing a white because he's kind of seeing that then things are kind of speeding up. So he just doesn't want to see a white. He sees 1, he sees 2, he sees 3 whites. That is the worst possible outcome. So he's going to just take his cards back, but he loses his turn, which is a bit sad. Then the red player will play his 3 black. His 3 black track, and that will score him 4 points. Go up to 32, takes the lead, but he's also not only got a very long 1 single route, but he's also scored his 31 points here. But we obviously don't know that until the end of the game. But what he'll start doing is start getting other tickets. So what I'll do is, now these are complete, I'm going to turn them face down to remind me that they're complete. Actually, let me just do that for every player. So I think those are complete. There's just that one. The green is not yet complete, but the Edinburgh Paris is complete. So he's still got a few. That one's not complete, but the Roma Smyrna is now complete, and the Sofia, so that's now complete. Okay. Paris, so this is the black player. Wind Paris, and Cadiz is not yet complete. Okay, so only the red player has completed everything. Everyone else has got 1 or 2 more left. So then it's the yellow player's turn, and the yellow player needs lots of blues, so he's just going to start hunting through the deck for blues. And then the green player needs to get a locomotive, so he's going to start drawing a locomotive. He's just got one, and he needs 1, 2, 3 of another colour. So he's got the green and the 3 there for the other colour. So he's happy. He can start getting the last few connections for his. And then the blue player is going to start laying some of these big tracks down. So this is the question that he needs to ask himself, whether he wants to go this way for more points or this way to be safer. So, but he doesn't need to decide that. So he can keep his orange and his red aside, but he can play his blacks to do this for here. That is a slight risk because somebody might take this tunnel. So in that case, he's going to declare yellow, okay, and play yellow on this tunnel. And hopefully he won't draw any yellows. No, wrong deck. Okay, so he doesn't draw any yellows, so he spends 2 of his yellows to place. And we're talking about blue here. Player blue, and then he's going to score 2 points for that. So he's now obviously he's now scored that one. That one's fine. Then it's the black player who is going to have another go at playing white, and this time he plays it for 3. So he missed a turn, but he saved some cards. So that's something. So he then scores 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, and places his trains down. 1, 2, 3. So he's getting to. We're probably about 3/4 of the way through the game. There's some of these players have got quite a few. Then the red player is going to take for the first time in the game, going to take an action, which is drawing 3 tickets. Okay. And he has to keep one of these. So there's always a slight risk. So he's got Frankfurt to Smolsk. So Frankfurt to Smolsk is not one he would want. Amsterdam to Vilno is not one he would want, because Amsterdam would be very tricky for him to get into. And then Berlin, wherever Berlin is, Berlin, which he could get into, to Bucharest, which he's close to. So this will be the one he keeps. He's not going to keep any more, because the other 2 are terrible for him. Okay. So we're going to put Berlin down now, and Bucharest down, so you guys can follow what I'm doing. Okay, so that was his turn, and then so obviously that's normally a signal to every other player that he's completed his tickets. Obviously it could be a bluff, but it does tend to mean that you're confident at least. So he's going to carry on drawing for blues. He's not getting it. The green player has got his 4 that he needs to play down here, which is one train and 1 wildcard train and the 3 greens. He's going to score 7 points for that, so up to 32. Okay. And so now he scores his Edinburgh to Athena. So all he hasn't scored is this Zagrad. Okay. So that's obviously what he's going to be trying to do next. Then we go on to the blue player, who's going to play his 4 blacks. Okay. It's going to be 7 points, so 37. And then it's going to be the black player. The black player still wants to get down to Cadiz, so he needs some oranges. So he's going to take this orange. Okay, which is a shame, he would have loved the locomotive. And then he takes a locomotive. Okay, very nice. So he's going to be able to complete his Cadiz next round if you would like. The red player now needs black, particularly, and he also needs yellows. So he's going to take this black here and that yellow. Okay. And then the yellow player is still looking for blues. So he's going to draw, just draw blind, and he gets 2 reds. Then the green player is looking for pinks and oranges. So his now choices, he could draw that to then be able to guarantee he plays next turn, or he goes blind. So I think he's realises we're kind of running to the end of the game, so he's just going to draw that one. Okay, and that was a good shot because that wasn't either the colours he needed.